They say silence speaks louder than words. But when it comes to women, silence tests. Not every woman will challenge you by arguing, demanding attention, or playing obvious mind games. Some won't say a word. They'll just watch you. Their silence isn't peace. It's a mirror. A mirror that reflects you and reveals her. You see, most men think they understand women. They think it's all about what she says, what she does, or how she reacts. But a woman's real character, her truth, doesn't appear in her words. It's revealed in the quiet moments, when you disappoint her, when you distance yourself, when life doesn't go her way. That's when her silent tests begin. And no, these aren't games. They are deep psychological checkpoints, moments where she subconsciously measures your strength, your patience, and your emotional control. She won't ever say, "I'm testing you." She'll simply shift her energy, and your reaction will tell her everything she needs to know. Today, we're decoding those silent tests, the ones that reveal who she truly is. Not the version she shows the world, but the one that appears when no one's watching. The patience test. Let's start with the quietest one. Patience. Most men think patience is about waiting for her to text back or not sending a double message. But patience is much deeper than that. It's about what happens inside you when she doesn't give you what you expected. You see, women don't always test your patience on purpose. Sometimes it's instinct, a natural way of feeling your emotional energy. It's in those small pauses. The late reply, the cancelled plan, the uncertain, "I'll let you know." She isn't always playing games. She's observing. She's watching how your energy shifts when things don't go your way. Because when a man loses his calm in these moments, when he becomes anxious, over-explains, or tries too hard, something inside her turns off. Why? Because patience tells her something powerful about you. It reveals your inner strength, your ability to stay grounded when life doesn't instantly reward you. But here's what most people miss. This test isn't just about you. It's about her too. If she uses patience as a weapon to manipulate, to make you chase, to feed her ego, she's not emotionally mature. But if she gives space to see your stability, to observe how grounded you are, that's a woman with growth. That's a woman who values emotional safety over control. So when she delays, don't rush to prove yourself. Don't go cold or passive-aggressive either. Just stay centered. Because here's the truth. The right woman will notice your calm presence and feel secure in it. The wrong one will grow frustrated because she can't shake your peace. That's the beauty of the patience test. It doesn't just show your discipline, it reveals her soul. The respect test. Every man at some point will face this one, the respect test. And it rarely looks like a test. It might begin with a small comment, a disagreement, or a subtle challenge. You won't see it coming, but she's watching carefully. What she's really looking for isn't dominance, it's composure. She's not searching for a man who needs to control her. She's observing if your confidence holds steady when it's not being praised. When a woman questions you, pokes at your ideas, or challenges your decisions, it's not always disrespect. Sometimes it's her subconscious way of saying, "Show me who you are when the world isn't clapping." Because anyone can appear confident when everything feels easy. But real strength, real leadership, it shows when things get uncomfortable. Now this test also exposes her character. A woman who respects herself doesn't try to destroy your confidence to feel powerful. She'll challenge your ideas, but with curiosity, not sarcasm. She'll disagree, but with grace, not ego. But a woman who's insecure will do the opposite. She'll mock your words, disguise insults as jokes, or use subtle sarcasm to see if she can pull you off balance. And here's where your power lies, in emotional control. When you stay calm, grounded, and unbothered, you create a silent mirror. She'll either rise to your level or expose her immaturity. Either way, you gain clarity. The respect test is never about winning an argument. It's about showing that you can stand your ground without aggression, that your peace can't be stolen, Because the moment you over-explain or beg to be understood, you lose her respect. But the moment she sees you hold your frame, steady, kind, and confident, she begins to trust you in ways words can't describe. So don't fear this test. It's not about proving who's right. It's about revealing who's real. Transition beat, calm background tone. You see, relationships are not built on words or promises. They're built on energy, and in silence, that energy becomes clear. Every interaction, every reaction is a reflection of your inner state, and the woman who's right for you won't want your control. She'll crave your stability. The value test now comes one of the most silent yet powerful tests, the value test. At some point, every woman will test your sense of self-worth, not out of cruelty, but out of curiosity. She wants to know, is your confidence dependent on her validation, or is it built on something stronger, something internal? This test rarely comes with drama. It arrives quietly. Her tone softens, her replies slow down, the sweetness fades. She's not as responsive. You feel the shift, and your mind starts spinning. Is she losing interest? Did I do something wrong? But what she's truly watching is something deeper, how you treat yourself when she pulls away. Because if your entire energy collapses when she withdraws, she instantly knows your worth is external. She knows you haven't yet built that inner anchor, that silent self-belief that says, I'm still enough. But when you remain calm, stay focused, and move in your own rhythm, she feels something powerful, something rare. Safety. C. The value test also exposes her nature. A grounded woman tests you to confirm your self-respect. She wants reassurance that you're not emotionally dependent on her attention. But a manipulative one, she tests you to feed her ego. She feels powerful only when you're insecure. And when you don't react, when you don't chase, that illusion of power fades. That's when silence becomes your greatest weapon. When you stay calm and centered, the insecure woman feels lost, because she can no longer control you. The mature woman, however, softens, because she realizes she's met a man who can't be broken by distance, a man who doesn't panic when love pauses, a man who's built from something real. Your value doesn't need validation. The moment you truly understand that, her test ends, because she's seen what most men never show, a man who's whole by himself. And that, my friend, is when a woman feels the deepest respect, not for your words, not for your looks, but for your stillness, because your calm becomes her home. The emotional control test. You'll recognize this one the moment it happens. It's subtle, yet it hits deep. She says something that stings, something you didn't expect. It's not an argument, not even a fight, just a sharp little comment, followed by silence. At first you wonder why she said it, but what she's really doing isn't about the words, it's about the reaction. She's observing, studying. She wants to see what lives beneath your composure. Will you react? Will you defend yourself? Or will you breathe and let your calm speak for you instead? See, this test isn't about strength in the physical sense. It's about emotional stillness. Because to a woman, emotional control equals emotional safety. A man who can stay grounded when triggered tells her something primal. I'm safe. I don't break easily. Now, here's the deeper truth. This test reveals both of you. A mature woman won't keep pushing your buttons. Once she sees your calm, she respects it. She feels safe in it. Your peace becomes her stability. But a toxic woman, she thrives on chaos. She needs conflict to feel alive. The more peaceful you become, the more she'll try to disturb that peace, because chaos feels like home to her. And this is where many men fail. They fight fire with fire. They raise their voice, match her tone, or try to win the moment. But you don't win through reaction. You win through mastery. When she tests you emotionally, remember this. Her storm doesn't need your thunder. It needs your silence. Stay grounded. Speak slowly. Walk away when necessary. Because your calm doesn't just protect your energy, it exposes hers. It shows whether she's mature enough to rise to your peace or too lost in chaos to meet it. And that, my friend, is what emotional intelligence truly is. The power to choose peace, even when provoked. When a woman sees that kind of control, she doesn't just admire it, she feels it. It reaches something ancient in her psychology, something that says, this man's energy is safe to love. That's the kind of presence women remember. Not the loud man, not the angry one, but the calm one who stayed unmoved. The loyalty test. Now comes one of the hardest and most revealing of all. The loyalty test. There's always a moment when she steps back, not to leave, but to see. Maybe she goes quiet for a few days. Maybe she becomes distant. Suddenly, you feel that space. You start wondering, did I do something wrong? But here's the truth. She's not searching for your mistakes. She's watching your consistency. Because loyalty isn't proven when she's around, it's revealed when she's gone. Most men panic in these moments. They text too much, they over-explain, they beg for reassurance. But loyalty isn't about chasing someone who's drifting. It's about staying authentic no matter what happens. Your silence in this moment, your ability to remain steady, tells her everything. Because a man who doesn't crumble when a woman pulls away is a man built from truth, not from fear. Now again, this test reveals her character too. If she distances herself just to manipulate your emotion, to make you jealous or anxious, she's not loyal to truth. She's loyal to control. But if she steps away to breathe, to think, to find clarity, that's maturity. That's love without possession. And here's what's beautiful about this test. Real loyalty glows in silence. When she leaves, don't collapse. Keep living, keep building, keep your rhythm steady. Because if she returns and finds you still standing strong, she'll see something rare, stability. And if she doesn't return, her absence becomes your answer. True loyalty never demands attention. It reveals itself through endurance. And silence is the stage where that truth performs. Remember, loyalty tested through silence doesn't destroy real connection. It defines it. The chaos test. Every relationship, no matter how peaceful it begins, will eventually meet chaos. Moments when everything seems to fall apart, misunderstandings, emotional stress, external pressure, or sudden silence. And it's in these moments that both people get exposed. Chaos doesn't create character, it reveals it. It could be a fight, a financial struggle, a loss, a family issue. Maybe even just a moment when emotions are too heavy to carry quietly. What matters most is how she responds when the world stops being easy. Because a woman's true nature isn't revealed in comfort, it's revealed in conflict. When things get hard, does she stay gentle? Does she communicate? Does she seek understanding? Or does she let her emotions take full control, lashing out, blaming, and projecting her pain onto you? The chaos test isn't about perfection, it's about peace. Because how she reacts to pressure tells you everything about her emotional maturity. A calm woman doesn't pretend chaos doesn't exist. She acknowledges it, breathes, and finds balance within it. She knows storms pass. She doesn't fight the wind. She anchors herself until it's over. That's a woman who builds. That's a woman who chooses peace over panic. But a chaotic woman, she feeds on conflict. It becomes her emotional fuel. Her energy shifts from connection to destruction. Her tone changes, her warmth vanishes, and suddenly love starts feeling like war. When that happens, remember this. Chaos doesn't build connection, it reveals it. So in her storm, don't mirror it. Be the stillness that contrasts her noise. If she meets you there, if she chooses calm over chaos, she's a woman worth building with. But if she keeps fighting peace just to feel alive, understand this. She wasn't meant to stay. She was meant to teach you what peace looks like, by breaking it. Because sometimes the loudest truth about a woman isn't in what she says, it's in how she handles the silence after everything falls apart. Soft pause. Ambient tone fades. Narrator speaks with depth. Every woman carries silence like a language. Some use it to test, some use it to protect. But silence always reveals the truth. You don't need to decode her every word. You just need to observe her stillness. because when words fade, energy speaks louder. If her silence brings peace, she's the right one. If her silence brings chaos, she's your lesson. That's the language of emotional maturity. That's the wisdom of stillness. Final reflection, the hidden language of silence. You see, love isn't just about chemistry. It's about energy alignment. Every relationship has moments of noise, but the real connection is built in how two people handle the quiet. Her silence isn't always distance. Sometimes it's a mirror, reflecting your self-control, your emotional strength, and your inner peace. So when life goes quiet, listen. Listen not to her words, but to her energy. Because in that silence, she's either testing you or showing you who she truly is. And when you stay grounded, when you remain calm through her storms, her silence, and her distance, you'll begin to notice something profound. The wrong woman will fear your peace, but the right one will fall in love with it. If this message spoke to your soul, if it made you pause, reflect, or see things differently, then this video was meant for you. Remember, a man's power isn't measured by how loud he gets, but by how calm he stays when everything goes silent. If you're walking this path of masculine calm, emotional intelligence, and deep self-control, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join the community of men who are mastering silence, strength, and self-respect. Comment below. Silence reveals truth, because only a few truly understand that peace isn't weakness, it's power.